Hey you guys, today we're going to be breaking down both the double Arrowguns and magic launcher form changes. These form changes are associated with element form and are triggered by using the shooting star keyblade. I'll be breaking down double Arrowguns first. The transformation into double Arrowguns is kinda crazy. The star on the hilt and the star on the end of the keyblade both grow bigger before Sora thrusts the keyblade forward, making the star on the end shoot out, stretching the keyblade before coming back towards Sora. Then it seems like the star breaks and becomes these whip things that come back and form the sides of the guns. You may also notice that the guns are not identical. We see the star that was on the hilt of Shooting Star on the gun in Sora's right hand, but this is not seen on the gun in Sora's left hand. It's cool how you can pick out the different parts of the keyblade in this form change. The right hand, like I said before, is from the star and this part right here. The front part of the gun is this part here on the keyblade. The left hand seems to be the bottom part of the hilt, which includes the handle of the keyblade and these points on the bottom, which is this part here on the gun. I love how detailed this form change is, and I enjoyed figuring out the different parts of the keyblade making up the guns. Something interesting about the double Arrowguns form change is that during the transformation, Sora dashes forward. When Sora pushes his keyblade forward, he's actually charging forward as well. Also near the end of the transformation, Sora flips the guns. The logo above the command menu shows the name of the form change and has stars on both sides of the name. The star on the end of the keyblade looks like the star in the logo. Stars will fly up from the bottom and line up with the stars on the sides of the name. One of the stars is an outline of a star, and the other star looks like the star on the end of the keyblade. Also, occasionally there will be shooting stars that show up above the logo. Let's move on to the combat of Shooting Star. Like other form changes, combos change depending on the enemies around Sora. Also, there's no difference between the air and ground combo with this form change. The first attack has Sora swiping horizontally with each gun, shooting out 3 arrows per gun. At the end of each swipe, there is a light effect that comes from the gun. The next attack has Sora crossing his arms as he shoots out 4 arrows per gun. Again, at the end of the attack, a light effect can be seen coming from each gun. Sora then spins around shooting out 7 arrows per gun. This attack will actually trigger first in the combo if you are surrounded by enemies. The combo finisher has Sora transforming the guns. The handguards spread out as the front of the guns grow larger with a thin blue line of light forming around the barrels, which then condense into balls of energy. The outside of the barrels spin as the energy is shot out, creating 8 arrows per gun. This combo finisher does not have a cinematic scene during the attack that is seen in other form changes. Even the magic launcher has a slight zoom in during the combo finisher on a close enemy, so it's strange that this form change has no kind of cinematic camera. There is one other attack that can trigger during a combo, which is when you are above an enemy. This is similar to the double Arrowgun's shot lock and has Sora spinning as he shoots downwards. He shoots 6 arrows out, but the guns flash a lot more times. I've counted 5 flashes per gun, which should mean that 10 arrows were shot out. Maybe the animation is just a little glitched, or the flashes of light might mean something else. Also, you probably noticed, but there are 2 different types of arrows that Sora can shoot out from his guns. One is the arrows shot out during the combo. These are white arrows that have white dust as well as blue and purple sparkles following them. The combo finisher has yellow arrows with bluish and whitish lines following behind. These look similar to the lines that form around the guns at the start of the combo finisher as well as the shot lock. Both arrows also have a heart pattern on the ends of the arrows. Moving on, Sora's dodge changes with this form change. If you dodge or try to block, Sora will dash in the direction you are moving if you are dodging, or will dash backwards if you try to block while shooting 2 arrows from each gun. Let's look at the magic for double Arrowguns. The way magic works in this form change is that each level of magic shoots out more magic. The base magic shoots out 1 cast per gun, the second tier magic shoots out 2 casts per gun, the third tier shoots out 3 casts per gun, and the fourth tier, Grand Magic, shoots out 4 casts per gun. There is also a shot lock associated with this form change, which does not usually happen for the first level form change if there is a second level above it. This is because the max shot lock changes depending on how many enemies you are locked onto. If you are locked onto only 1 or 2 enemies, it will trigger the double Arrowguns transformation. Sora jumps up above the enemy and starts spinning and shooting down arrows. Blue lines also circle around Sora as he descends. This shot lock looks extremely similar to the attack you do if you are above an enemy during a combo. A unique mechanic with double Arrowguns is something called auto shot. This has Sora transforming his guns into what they look like with the combo finisher. Tons of arrows are shot out from the tips of the spinning guns. You also get a unique reticle to aim with. The last thing I want to talk about with double Arrowguns is the idle animation for it. This one is pretty simple, with Sora holding the guns and looking around before slightly lifting the guns and then letting them disappear. Now, let's talk about the magic launcher form change. During this transformation, a ring of light forms around Sora and the sides of the guns dismantle and form 2 more rings around Sora. Both guns grow larger and Sora fuses both guns together as the rings of light condense around the launcher. Again, pieces of the Keyblade can be seen pretty well in this transformation. The blade of the Keyblade makes up the 4 outside prongs of the launcher. The middle of the launcher is the handle of the Keyblade. The 2 rings on the outside are the star and circle at the tip of the Keyblade, and the star in this piece are seen in the hilt of the Keyblade. The feathers on the end are probably this part on the bottom of the Keyblade. The launcher also has a heart symbol visible if you look at it from the side. The logo above the command menu shows the words Magic Launcher with a star in between the words and stars on the sides of the words, similar to the double Arrowguns logo. There are also wings that look similar to the wing on the launcher. This logo actually shows the finisher for this form change. The wings can be seen during the finisher, and the star in the middle is actually the circle on the launcher. The circle even glows a little bit during the finisher. Anyways, let's talk about the combat for Magic Launcher. This form change has the same combo regardless of if you are on the ground or in the air, but it is unique in that your combos change depending on how close you are to enemies. If you are close to enemies, Sora will start the combo with an upwards diagonal slash, followed by a horizontal slash, before ending the combo with a kind of sliding upper attack which hits the enemy up into the air. Sora then charges the launcher and unleashes a powerful blast. The blast consists of a blue ball of light charging at the tip as the 2 rings move up the launcher and the 4 long pieces of the launcher open up. After the blast, the launcher returns to normal. If you are not close to the enemy, Sora will shoot at the enemies with white orbs. When they hit, they have an AoE type of effect. This happens twice, and then Sora will shoot a bigger orb that has a bigger area of effect. This bigger orb also has a couple stars on it. During this combo, star effects and blue sparkles are seen when Sora shoots the orbs out, and also as particle effects when the orb explodes. Magic while in this form change is changed to orbs that explode with an AoE type of effect of the magic cast. This is similar to the combo attack when you are far away from enemies, and it actually is the same animation as the combo. The size of the orb and the area of effect change depending on the tier of magic cast. So Firaga will shoot a bigger orb and have a bigger area of effect than a simple fire, or Fira. The max shot lock with Magic Launcher shows the launcher glowing like it is casting magic, and then Sora shoots off a torpedo with a propeller. The propellers look similar to this piece on the launcher. This flies forward before exploding with blue sparkles as a ton of smaller torpedoes with stars on them go after enemies. The E3 2015 trailer showed off an early form of this shot lock, and I kinda like that one better. It looks like this would fit with the form change better than this torpedo thing we ended up with. I may be missing something though that connects the torpedo with the Magic Launcher. Let me know your thoughts down below on why they chose this as the shot lock for Magic Launcher. Auto Shot is also usable well in Magic Launcher, and has Sora charging up the launcher and shooting either a white orb with a couple stars on it, similar to the one you shoot out during the combo finisher, or a blue orb with lots of stars on it. We can see the launcher charging during this Auto Shot mechanic, and if you shoot early, it will only shoot out the white orb with an area of effect similar to the combo finisher. I believe this is actually the same attack as the combo finisher, since the same orb is shot out. Also, the same particle effects are seen when shooting both orbs out. If you hold down the auto shot button though, the launcher will show white particles charging around the tip of the launcher, and Sora will shoot at an orb that has a huge area of effect. This attack has 3 sections, a pink core, a green one in the middle, and a blue one on the outside. The idle animation has Sora pretending to aim at an enemy. I love this animation because I feel like this is totally something I would do if I was able to hold this launcher. Now let's talk about the finisher for the Magic Launcher. Energy starts to spin around the outer ring on the launcher and arcs to the inner ring. Sora then shoots out both of the rings towards enemies, which explodes with a Mega Flare-like attack. It also looks like the spear inside the launcher is shot out with the rings. Here we can see what looks to be shooting stars that come out of the explosion. When Sora shoots out the rings, we can see that the wing on the edge of the launcher turns into 2 giant wings. We can actually see them moving if the camera doesn't go into the cinematic mode it usually does during the finisher. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoy, why not consider subscribing or sharing this with someone you think will like it. If you want to see my breakdown on second form or rage form, click the cards on screen. I also have a Discord server as well as a Twitter, which you can get to by following the links in the description below. See you in the next video.